everything happened fast.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, honestly, it was like, it just happened fast. And
Feel it.
Well, I didn't just feel it. It was like it was happening.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on the legendary Tom Cruise, his private world, relationships, and the behind-the-scenes details of his fascinating personal life. If you're into celebrity secrets, iconic stars, and the man behind the movies, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Born Thomas Cruise Mapother IV on July 3, 1962 in Syracuse, New York, Tom Cruise grew up in a working-class, devoutly Catholic family that moved frequently throughout his childhood. His father, Thomas Cruise Mapother III, was an electrical engineer, while his mother, Mary Lee Pfeiffer, was a special education teacher. Tom was the only son among 4 siblings and spent much of his early life in the shadow of financial hardship and instability. His parents' turbulent marriage and eventual divorce deeply affected him and played a significant role in shaping his resilience and determination. Cruise's early years were marked by constant relocation. By the time he was 14, he had attended more than a dozen schools across the US and Canada. This transient lifestyle made it difficult for him to form lasting friendships, but it also cultivated in him a chameleon-like ability to adapt, a skill that would later prove invaluable in his acting career. A major influence during this time was his mother, who remained a steady, supportive figure. She often worked multiple jobs to support the family and encouraged Tom's creative instincts, taking him to the theater and nurturing his dreams, no matter how unconventional. Despite struggling with dyslexia, Cruise was a spirited and energetic child who initially channeled his drive into athletics. He seriously considered becoming a professional wrestler and even briefly attended a Franciscan seminary at age 14, where he contemplated entering the priesthood. However, a knee injury ended his wrestling pursuits and inadvertently steered him toward the performing arts. The turning point in Cruise's early life came while attending Glen Ridge High School in New Jersey. There, he joined the drama club and landed a lead role in a school production of Guys and Dolls. His performance was met with enthusiastic praise, revealing a natural talent for performance that had been largely untapped. Encouraged by his teachers and peers, Cruise began to envision a future on stage and screen. After graduating high school, Cruise made a bold decision to pursue acting professionally. With his mother's encouragement and a few $100s in his pocket, he moved to New York City at the age of 18. He worked as a busboy while auditioning for roles, eventually signing with a talent agency that helped him land small parts in film and television. One of the pivotal relationships in these early years was with casting director Paula Wagner, who would go on to become his producing partner and co-founder of Cruise Wagner Productions, the company behind many of his later blockbuster successes. Tom Cruise's early life was a blend of hardship and determination, shaped by a nomadic upbringing, a tenacious single mother, and a fierce internal drive to prove himself. His struggles with learning disabilities, his flirtation with religious life, and his eventual discovery of acting created a complex foundation for a career defined by intensity, charisma, and transformation. These formative experiences instilled in him the discipline and ambition that would eventually make him one of the most enduring and bankable stars in Hollywood history.
Just being around him and seeing and hearing all the stories. You hear about, the old Hollywood and everything that he went through, and it was fascinating.
So you're still glad you became an actor?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay, great.
Yes, I am.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Career and success. Tom Cruise's early struggles and eventual discovery of acting laid the foundation for one of the most remarkable careers in Hollywood history. His breakthrough came in 1983 with Risky Business, where his charismatic performance and the now iconic scene of him dancing in his underwear catapulted him into the spotlight virtually overnight. This role introduced audiences to a bold new leading man, full of charm, confidence, and screen presence. It wasn't long before Cruise established himself as one of the defining actors of his generation. His ascent to superstardom solidified just 3 years later with Top Gun, 1986, in which he portrayed Navy pilot Pete Maverick Mitchell. The film was a massive box office success and cultural phenomenon, turning Cruise into a global icon. Top Gun not only launched 1,000 flight school dreams but also helped define the action blockbuster era of the 1980s. Following that, Cruise demonstrated his versatility with critically acclaimed performances in The Color of Money, 1986, Rain Man, 1988, and Born on the 4th of July, 1989. The latter earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Actor and a Golden Globe win, marking his transition from teen heartthrob to serious dramatic talent. Throughout the 1990s, Cruise balanced high-octane blockbusters with nuanced, character-driven roles. He starred in A Few Good Men, 1992, The Firm, 1993, and Interview with the Vampire, 1994, each further cementing his box office draw. His work with acclaimed directors like Martin Scorsese, Oliver Stone, and Stanley Kubrick signaled a deepening artistic ambition. In 1996, Cruise delivered one of his most career-defining roles as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible, which he also produced. The film was a massive hit and marked the beginning of a franchise that would span decades, allowing Cruise to evolve into a producer and industry powerhouse. Over time, the Mission Impossible series became a signature part of his legacy, with Cruise famously performing many of his own stunts, elevating the standard for action filmmaking. Another milestone came in 1996 with Jerry Maguire, a romantic dramedy that showcased his emotional depth. His performance earned him his second Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe win, while the film gave pop culture memorable lines like, "Show me the money, and you complete me." Cruise continued to challenge himself with darker, more complex roles, including Magnolia, 1999, which earned him a third Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor and a Golden Globe win. His fearless turn as the intense and manipulative Frank T.J. Mackey revealed a willingness to subvert his image and dig into grittier material. As the 2000s unfolded, Cruise maintained his position at the top of the industry. He led a string of successful films including Minority Report, 2002, The Last Samurai, 2003, Collateral, 2004, and War of the Worlds, 2005, continuing to work with visionary directors like Steven Spielberg and Michael Mann. Though his public persona came under scrutiny during the mid-2000s, Cruise rebounded with critical and commercial hits, showing resilience and adaptability in an ever-changing industry. Cruise's career experienced a major resurgence in the 2000s, largely thanks to the continued success of the Mission Impossible series, which only grew more ambitious and profitable with each installment. His dedication to realism and action, such as hanging off planes, scaling skyscrapers, and executing HALO jumps, earned him the respect of both fans and filmmakers. In 2022, Top Gun: Maverick became a cultural juggernaut and global box office phenomenon, grossing over $1.4 billion worldwide and receiving 6 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture. It was hailed as both a nostalgic triumph and a masterclass in blockbuster filmmaking, proving Cruise's enduring star power and relevance across generations. With multiple Golden Globe Awards, 3 Academy Award nominations, and a global box office total exceeding $11 billion, Cruise stands as one of the most successful actors in film history. Beyond his acting achievements, he's known for pushing the boundaries of what's possible in action cinema, often risking personal injury for the sake of authenticity and spectacle.
You know, I watch a lot of movies.
You do?
Yeah, I watch about a movie a day. I try to.
A movie a day?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I love movies. I grew up loving movies and had jobs and went to movies and.
Well, absolutely. I mean,
Love
but
it.
that's, I mean, what
Went to
movies do you watch?
And then I
Just-
grew up, I got to make movies and.
Do you watch, you don't watch your own movies, do you?
Those are the only films that I watch all the time.
Income and wealth. Tom Cruise's financial success is as legendary as his film career, with an estimated net worth ranging from $600 million to over $750 million, according to various industry and financial sources. His income has been built on decades of box office dominance, savvy back-end deals, and a long-standing ability to remain one of the few true global movie stars. In the early stages of his career, Cruise earned sizable salaries for hits like Top Gun, Rain Man, and A Few Good Men. But it was during the 1990s and 2000s that he began commanding $20 million to $25 million per film, making him one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood history. However, what sets Cruise apart financially is his ability to negotiate profit participation deals, allowing him to earn a percentage of a film's total earnings in addition to his base salary. His most lucrative project to date is Top Gun: Maverick, 2022, which reportedly earned him upwards of $100 million thanks to his back-end deal that included ticket sales, streaming rights, and box office bonuses. Cruise also benefits from global market appeal. His films consistently perform well overseas, especially in markets like China, Europe, and Latin America, adding substantial revenue to his projects and increasing his value as a global box office draw. His international appeal has kept him financially relevant even as Hollywood shifts towards streaming and digital-first strategies. Tom Cruise's financial empire is the result of decades of smart deal-making, box office consistency, and relentless dedication to cinematic excellence. He remains one of the last major stars capable of guaranteeing theatrical success on name recognition alone. As both an actor and producer, Cruise has mastered the business of Hollywood, building a fortune that matches his status as one of the most iconic figures in modern entertainment. Life and lifestyle. Beyond his staggering box office success and reputation as one of Hollywood's most committed performers, Tom Cruise leads a lifestyle that reflects his relentless drive, passion for adventure, and complex personal convictions. Known for his intense focus, physical discipline, and almost mythic work ethic, Cruise's life off-screen offers a deeper look into the man behind the blockbuster persona. A hallmark of Cruise's lifestyle is his love of adrenaline-fueled activities. He is famously obsessed with aviation and holds a pilot's license, often flying his own planes and helicopters. His enthusiasm for flying isn't just recreational, it has become a key part of his identity, both personally and professionally. Many of his most iconic film stunts, from flying fighter jets in Top Gun: Maverick to performing death-defying helicopter chases in Mission: Impossible Fallout, were done without a stunt double. Off-camera, he flies a variety of aircraft, including vintage warplanes and customized jets, embodying a lifestyle defined by precision, risk, and control. In addition to aviation, Cruise is a skilled skydiver, scuba diver, motorcyclist, and martial artist. His downtime is often spent training or mastering new physical skills, not for show but out of sheer personal passion. This obsession with physical performance is matched by a commitment to health and discipline. He reportedly follows strict routines that include clean eating, regular workouts, and spiritual practices to maintain peak condition well into his 60s. Cruise's spiritual life has also been a central aspect of his public and private identity. He is one of the most high-profile members of the Church of Scientology, a relationship that has defined much of his public perception over the past 2 decades. Cruise credits the church with helping him overcome early personal struggles, including dyslexia, and has remained a staunch and outspoken advocate for its teachings. While his involvement has sparked considerable controversy, including scrutiny from the media and criticism from former church members, Cruise has remained steadfast in his beliefs. His commitment to Scientology continues to shape both his worldview and the inner circle of people with whom he surrounds himself. Though highly private about his personal life, Cruise has 3 children and maintains close relationships with his family. He is known to be loyal, generous to his inner circle, and intensely protective of his privacy, rarely engaging on social media and keeping his personal affairs tightly guarded. Despite living under the constant gaze of the public, he's managed to preserve a certain mystique, an intentional choice that adds to his legendary status. When it comes to personal style, Cruise favors timeless elegance with a touch of classic masculinity, tailored suits, aviator sunglasses, leather jackets, and a clean, put-together look that mirrors his on-screen characters. Whether on the red carpet or attending a film premiere, Cruise presents himself with the polished confidence of a man who understands the power of image. Cruise has also weathered his share of public controversy, including highly publicized moments such as his impassioned 2005 appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show and heated interviews regarding psychiatry and prescription medication. These episodes, coupled with his outspoken support of Scientology, caused a temporary dip in public favor. Yet over time, Cruise has rebounded, thanks to his unwavering commitment to his craft and his ability to continually deliver jaw-dropping performances that remind audiences why they fell in love with him in the first place. His resilience in the face of public scrutiny speaks to his deep-seated belief in self-discipline, loyalty, and an almost monk-like focus on his career and values. Tom Cruise's lifestyle reflects the traits that have long defined his career: intensity, passion, control, and an unrelenting pursuit of excellence.
To this day, our birthdays come around and we send each other flowers, and forever, it's like...
Personal relationships. Tom Cruise's personal life has always fascinated the public nearly as much as his legendary film career. While he has historically guarded his private affairs with extreme care, recent reports suggest that Cruise may be entering a new and deeply personal chapter, one defined by partnership, commitment, and the possibility of family, with rising star Ana de Armas. Their relationship first made waves in early 2025 when the two actors were spotted together at a private event in London, reportedly looking very comfortable in each other's company. At the time, industry insiders brushed it off as a professional engagement. They were said to be in early talks about collaborating on an upcoming thriller, Deeper. But sightings soon increased, with the pair seen vacationing in Vermont, dining together in Madrid, and arriving at exclusive Los Angeles parties in coordinated fashion. According to eyewitnesses, Cruise and de Armas were often seen engaging in close, animated conversation, with body language that suggested something far more intimate than a working relationship. By mid-2025, rumors had shifted from casual speculation to more serious reports of a committed romance. According to insiders quoted by Us Weekly, Cruise is now very much in love with de Armas and has serious intentions for the future. Sources claim that Cruise is planning to propose, and a wedding may be on the horizon as early as next year. The same sources suggest that Cruise has been incredibly thoughtful and deliberate about this next step, viewing marriage as a sacred bond, especially after his high-profile divorces in the past. What makes this relationship particularly significant is the reported conversation around starting a family. According to Us Weekly and others close to the couple, Cruise has expressed a strong desire to have a child with Ana de Armas. While the couple is said to be on the same page emotionally, sources close to de Armas have emphasized that no final decision will be made until after the wedding. She is reportedly taking time to ensure the relationship is on a stable and long-term footing before embarking on such a life-changing step. Those in Cruise's inner circle say he has never looked more grounded or focused in his personal life. Friends describe him as incredibly attentive to de Armas, often flying to be with her during filming or inviting her to travel with him on set. For her part, Ana de Armas has reportedly spoken to friends about Cruise's support, mentorship, and kindness, especially in private moments away from the media glare. While neither has publicly confirmed the relationship, their growing visibility as a couple, combined with aligned schedules and insider leaks, has fueled growing anticipation that Cruise may be preparing to settle down once again. For Ana de Armas, who previously dated high-profile actors but has remained largely private about her romantic life, the connection to Cruise appears to be serious and measured. Those who know her well say she is thoughtful and not one to rush into decisions, especially regarding marriage or motherhood. This potential next step would mark a profound shift in Cruise's personal narrative. Known for his devotion to his craft and a famously private demeanor, Cruise has rarely shared this level of intimacy in public since his marriage to Katie Holmes. If he and de Armas do move forward with marriage and family, it would be a powerful statement that even after decades of fame, scrutiny, and reinvention, Cruise still believes in love, partnership, and the potential for renewal. Their story, still unfolding, reflects the values that Cruise holds dear: loyalty, privacy, discipline, and deep emotional connection. If marriage and fatherhood are indeed part of his future with Ana de Armas, it would represent not just a personal milestone, but the evolution of a man who continues to surprise audiences, both on-screen and off. Real estate. Tom Cruise's real estate journey is a map of ambition, privacy, and reinvention. Over the decades, he has held a number of high-profile estates across the US and abroad, some of which he has since sold, others that still reflect his tastes and priorities. One of the most legendary properties in his portfolio was the Telluride, Colorado Ranch. In 2021, Cruise sold this 320-acre mountain retreat for $40 million. The compound included a roughly 10,000-square-foot main residence and a guest lodge, with 7 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms combined. The design of the home embraced natural elements, cedar and stone walls, vaulted ceilings, exposed beams, and the property was lauded for its seclusion, scenic views, and private trails. Owned for decades, the Telluride Ranch had been a quiet personal refuge, and its sale effectively marked the closing of a significant chapter in Cruise's real estate holdings. In California, Cruise once owned a highly visible Beverly Hills mansion, often referred to as the Cala Vista Drive property, which he acquired in 2007 for around $30 million. The estate had 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, and amenities including a pool, tennis court, and guest house. In 2016, Cruise sold it, reportedly to financier Leon Black, for about $40 million. Before that, Cruise had also owned a Hollywood Hills compound, which was later sold to Eva Longoria for $11 million. That property, styled in a European-inspired manner, featured expansive grounds, guest houses, and sweeping views over Los Angeles. Over in the UK, Cruise once held a striking estate in West Sussex, known as Red Place, or Dorman's Park. In 2006, he reportedly bought it for $4 million. The property sits on over 14 acres and offers more than 11,300 square feet of interior space. It included a main house, a guest pavilion, and features such as a movie theater, games room, and dance studio. In 2015, Cruise listed it, and in 2016 sold it, reportedly to singer Peter Andre, for just under $6 million. One property Cruise still owns, or is strongly reported to maintain, is a penthouse condominium in Clearwater, Florida, located near the Church of Scientology's U.S. headquarters. Described as a 2-story penthouse structure, it reportedly includes features such as a rooftop deck, private pool, gym, movie theater, hot tub, and sweeping city views. The building is known as the Sky View and is tied to developer Moises Agami, a prominent figure in the Scientology community. While Cruise's major homes have changed over time, the thread connecting them is clear. They are private sanctuaries built for both security and performance. His Colorado ranch offered rugged, expansive space far from paparazzi. His Beverly Hills, Hollywood Hills, and English estates balanced elegance with grandeur behind gates. And his Clearwater penthouse underscores his unique relationship to the church and to maintaining a presence within its orbit. Cars and vehicles. Just like his high-octane film roles, Tom Cruise's relationship with cars has always been rooted in speed, precision, and adrenaline. Long before he was racing motorcycles through cinematic explosions, Cruise reportedly drove more modest vehicles. One of his early cars was a Dodge Colt, a compact and efficient choice for a rising young actor trying to break into Hollywood. It wasn't flashy, but it got him from audition to audition, practical, focused, and reflective of the work ethic that would define his career. As Cruise's fame soared in the 1980s and 90s, so did his car collection. Known for his love of performance vehicles, he began acquiring luxury and exotic cars that mirrored his action star persona. Over the years, Cruise has been linked to high-end vehicles including the Porsche 911, Bugatti Veyron, Chevrolet Corvette, and Ford Mustang Celine. He made headlines in 2006 when he drove his Bugatti to the Mission Impossible 3 premiere, a rare move, especially since Bugatti banned him from purchasing future models after he struggled with the car door on the red carpet. The moment only added to his legend. A longtime motorcycle enthusiast as well, Cruise has owned several Ducatis, Harleys, and BMW bikes, many of which he personally rides in his films. In fact, his motorcycle stunts have become a staple of the Mission Impossible franchise. Cruise often blends personal passion with on-screen action, insisting on doing his own driving and riding stunts, sometimes at breathtaking speeds and danger levels. Today, Cruise reportedly still favors high-performance machines. One of his most talked about vehicles is the custom Red Bull Racing RB7F1 car he drove on a track in 2011, showcasing not only his enthusiasm for Formula One, but his willingness to train like a pro just for the experience. More recently, he's been seen in vehicles like the BMW i8 and Ford GT, pairing cutting-edge engineering with sleek, futuristic design. Cruise's transportation choices aren't limited to roads. He is a licensed pilot and frequently travels via his own Gulfstream, 4-jet or personal helicopters, which he also flies himself. Whether commuting to a remote film set or arriving at an international premiere, Cruise often chooses air travel for flexibility, control, and privacy. A perfect fit for his fast-paced, global lifestyle. From muscle cars to fighter jets, Tom Cruise's vehicle history tells a clear story. He doesn't just play daredevils on screen, he lives it. His choices reflect his obsession with mastery, performance, and pushing the limits, making his car collection as iconic and driven as the man himself. Current lifestyle. In 2025, Tom Cruise remains one of the most industrious and visible figures in Hollywood, merging blockbuster ambition with creative reinvention. His latest film, Mission: Impossible – The Final Reckoning, premiered at Cannes in May 2025, where Cruise walked the red carpet amid fanfare and speculation that this might be his final turn as Ethan Hunt. Despite talk of a possible closing chapter for the franchise, Cruise has made it clear that he does not plan to slow down. He insists he will continue making films well into his later years. Beyond Mission: Impossible, Cruise has several intriguing projects developing. He's collaborating with director Alejandro González Iñárritu on a new film slated for release in October 2026, which will see Cruise taking on more dramatic and unconventional territory. He's also reportedly working with Christopher McQuarrie on a World War II epic currently titled Broadsword, expected to begin filming in mid-2025. Further, Cruise and his team are exploring potential sequels to Top Gun and Days of Thunder. And, in a different vein, he is involved in a Les Grossman spin-off rooted in Tropic Thunder, positioning himself in a comedic, self-aware role. On the personal side, reports have continued to intensify around his relationship with Ana de Armas. While public confirmation remains elusive, Vanity Fair notes their frequent joint appearances and shared professional engagements in 2025, including ongoing collaborations with directors Doug Liman and Christopher McQuarrie. These collaborative ties suggest that their relationship is not just romantic rumor, but is increasingly intertwined with Cruise's creative life. In terms of residence and lifestyle, Cruise is said to spend a significant portion of his time in the United Kingdom, where he has strong film industry ties and where Mission: Impossible installments have frequently shot. He also still maintains his main residence in Clearwater, Florida, which is often identified as his U.S. base. Some reports suggest he is seeking to deepen his European footprint, possibly acquiring property in France, Italy, or Spain, reflecting a lifestyle that straddles transatlantic creative and personal commitments. Despite the demands on his time, Cruise remains discreet in his philanthropic profile. He accepted the British Film Institute's BFI Fellowship in 2025, in recognition of decades of filmmaking activity in the UK. The award underscores how Cruise, while often working in blockbuster space, still invests in and values contributions to film culture outside the commercial mainstream. What emerges in 2025 is a portrait of Tom Cruise as both veteran and innovator. A global action icon still pushing boundaries, while quietly sharpening his creative scope and deepening personal roots. He manages to stay relevant by blending the spectacle audiences expect with projects that challenge him, and by aligning his personal life more closely with the narratives he wants to explore. In a career defined by motion, 2025 feels like a deliberate moment of transition and continuation for Cruise, bridging legacy with possibility. That brings us to the end of this story. If you enjoyed it, don't miss the other celebrity journeys waiting for you on screen. Thanks so much for watching.